listeners. Welcome to another episode of Romance Unraveled. This is one of your co hosts, Jacob Bozen.
And this is your other co host for the month of June. My name is Noah. And today I have actually brought along one of my coworkers. Her name is Harlee. And I have known Harlee for right around like a year and a half. So, Harlee, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi, my name is Harlee. I work for Noah, and like you said, we know each other. We've known each other for about a year and a half, and I am 22 and I live in Tennessee.
Awesome. What do you live in Knoxville as well? I'm assuming.
Yes.
I won't be moving there anymore, but it was an idea. Well, anyways, let's get right into your story.
Okay, so me and my current boyfriend, he's my baby dad, we were engaged, and then right before we were going to get married, we had split up. And so I already had like my bachelorette like trip planned and everything like that planned. So I was like, shit, like I still got to go on this trip. It was to Nashville and I had never been. And this is like when I was still 20, but I had a fake ID and stuff. So I was like, we still got to go. Okay. So because it was all paid for and everything. And so I was like, we'll just make it into a girls' trip.
What was the
So
reason for the split, if you don't mind saying?
he cheated.
Oh, well, that's nice. Okay.
Yes, I was so that's why I was like, we really gotta go. And so anyways, we went to Nashville. It was me, my mom, and a few of my close friends. And the first night we were there, I looked up male strip clubs near me because I had never been to it, like a male one, and I wanted to see what it was about. So,
So like Chippendales kind of vibe in
yes,
Las
yes.
Vegas. Okay.
Literally, this place we went to was like Magic Mike. Like it was insane. It's called like I don't remember what it's called, but they like their dances they get like from Magic Mike, and so they kind of copy everything he does. And so anyways, we get there and we're all pretty tipsy and like just want to have a good time and the bouncer let me in and so we're just watching everything happen. They like I did not know this, but they like come to you and like dance on you and stuff. And like I thought we just watched, but that was not the case at all. And so the manager was standing there and I thought he just like was going to manage the whole time and because he was checking people in and stuff. And his name got called and he just ripped out of his little management outfit and started stripping. And then after or like during his little dancing scene he had he had to call someone up to like sit on the chairs so he could do whatever he wanted to them and he had picked me, so that's kind of how that started. His his name is David. I'm gonna go ahead and say his name. And so David had danced on me and stuff like that, and then after we just kept making eye contact the rest of the night. And then he finally came up to me and he asked me like where I was from, blah blah blah, and he wanted to get my number. Anyways, so we exchanged numbers, and this was like we went on a Thursday. Well, we ended up spending Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday together, and then I left on Monday. Um, so, anyways, at first I was like, I don't really know if I want to have intercourse with a stripper because, you know, like he's a stripper and I literally watched him dance on like everyone. And
How old was he? How old do you think he was?
he's 27.
And you were 20 at the time.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
But I will say we did have a lot in common. We both had a little girl around the same age. And weirdly enough, we had the same finger tattoo. It's like a lightning bolt. And I just thought that was very weird. And it was really nice to begin with. Like the next morning, he took me, my mom, and my friends to brunch and paid for all of it. And I was like, wow, like I'm not used to this. And so at first, it was really, really good. And
Was your mom like shocked to be meeting someone so quickly?
no, she was like, okay, well, this was like 2 months after, but she was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy for you. Like this man is like, he is incredibly like a beautiful person. Like he's a model and she was like, not only did you get like someone with the looks, but like he paid for all of us. Like, and she's not used, yeah, she wasn't used to me being with someone who's just gonna pay for it was like
And
$200.
and was she at the club with you?
Yes, she was.
That is such a funny reaction to me because I feel like I don't know. I feel like if my mom, which this would never happen just because she's obviously straight and I'm not. Well, maybe it
Yeah.
would. I don't know. And like if we went to a like a club together, which like I said would never happen, I don't think she would ever be like, "Oh yeah, go with the stripper." Like good for you. You know? So that's funny to me.
Yeah, so she actually told him, she was like, just come back to our place. And then, like instead of me going with him, and then my cousin, she got his best friend that was working, that night too. That's also a stripper. His name's Austin. So David and Austin both came back and stayed the night at our house. And my mom was like making drinks and stuff. She was like, yeah, it was pretty crazy. And then so after we had spent the weekend together, I was like, okay, time to go back to Knoxville. I thought, I don't know, I kind of wanted it to be a thing, but there was just, I don't know, there was just no way in this world I could be with a stripper. And so the next weekend I am working and everything's back to normal. And we were still texting and stuff. And he was asking me like if we could go out on a date. And I was like, I'm gonna be totally transparent with you. Like I had so much fun and blah blah blah. But end of the story, like I cannot be with a stripper. And he quit stripping immediately.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like,
What did he do?
wow.
What did he do for work after that point, if you know?
So he quit stripping and he actually came and stayed a few days with me in Knoxville. And a few days ended up being like 3 weeks. And I was like, I was started paying for everything. I was like when are you gonna find a job out here? Like, because he automatically thought like he was moving down here. And then a lot of questions came with that, like, why haven't like you seen your little girl in the past 3 weeks? Like it's just a lot of red flags everywhere. Anyways, so we're like dating, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And he's literally staying with me, not making any money. And yeah. And so about like the second week he's living with me, he gets a DM on Instagram. And I was like, who's that? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not doing it since I'm with you now. And so, like, I just took his phone and looked at it. And Love Island actually reached out to him about being in their new season.
What?
And yes. Like I said, he's a model. And I was dating before, like, I was engaged to um, a very country guy, like, just someone so different from this. And so I was like,
100% like blue collar worker for the listeners.
yes. And and so here comes this guy, like getting asked by Love Island to be on a season. And I was like, literally, what in the world? And he was like, I'm not gonna do it though. And I was like, yes, do it. Like, win us some money. And he was like, no, no, like I'll have to like do stuff with them. And I was like, okay, whatever. So he didn't want to, so he didn't go through with it. But that can kind of put it in like perspective, like him being a model of like what he looks like. He literally is so beautiful, but at the same time, that is because so many red flags come with it. But anyways, okay, so after like a month and a half of us being like kind of together, um,
Was he working at this point yet?
no, he kept on saying that while I was at work that he was going to like he would drop me off at work in my car and then use my car to go and like put up flyers about this business he wanted to start with pressure washing. And it never got started. It just was never a thing. And anyways, but I just kept ignoring it because I was like, ugh, I don't know. I was fed up at this point because I have a daughter and like I'm trying to provide and like I met him and I'm thinking he, was had his shit together, but obviously not. So anyways,
What was your
um
mom saying at this point?
at this point she was like we were living at her house and she's like this is actually like crazy. Like she's like I know the intercourse cannot be that good for you to stay with him when he's not paying for anything at all. And I was like, ugh, but it kind of
You
is.
had to have
So,
money like left over from like stripping though, because I mean, he had to have made good money doing that, right?
yeah, but he did have a lot of bills. So like that's where most of them went or most of it went. He had a little bit left over, but it got blown within like the first like 2 weeks of him being in Knoxville with me.
Okay, okay.
So anyways, fast forward, we'd only been together at this point like a month and a half. It is like in May, which is when his birthday is. And I was like, let's like get like an Airbnb in Atlanta or something for his birthday and just stay like Friday, Saturday night. So that's what we did. We got an Airbnb in Atlanta, like downtown, and we were just gonna stay for 2 nights and go to like a nice dinner and stuff like that to celebrate his birthday. Okay, so I paid for all that too. So, but it was like a birthday present, so it's okay. So we get down there, and the first night we get all like dressed up and cutesy, and we go out to this like nice dinner, and we're sitting down eating stuff like that, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom and I walk back and everyone is recording me. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, I know I look good, but I can't be looking that good. I'm like, what is happening? I come around the corner and he's on one knee.
What?
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
He is proposing to me. I was like, I could have fallen over. I was like, wow. Like, what? I didn't even know what to say. I'm just thinking, like, this man is insane. Like, oh my gosh. It hadn't even been a full 2 months.
You sound
And
like it sounds like a Mormon experience to me.
no, literally, literally. And I was like, I like that moment. I was like, dude, he is obsessed. Like, this is weird. This is very weird. And so, anyways, but there's like 20 people videoing and it's his birthday. What do you do in that moment? So, of course, I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. And so he put the ring on, everyone's clapping, going crazy. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh. Like me and my ex have been not together for like 4 months now. Like, anyways,
Was it like a nice ring? Because like he was broke, so I wonder where he got.
no, I actually went through his phone that night because I was very, very curious. And I found it on like this little website that he bought it on, which it was really, really pretty. The ring was pretty, but you could tell it was fake. He bought it on like this website that like it kind of looks real, but it was $40.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, I know you're lying. Anyways, so there's that part of the story. And then what really did it for me is about a couple of days later, I literally am just like, I've had enough. He's up my butt all the time. Like he's not giving me space. It's a lot. So I'm like, oh, I just want to end it. But at the same time, like I felt bad because I just said yes. And anyways, long story short, we were actually I was driving and he was in the passenger and we're on the way to the gym. We went to go work out one day. He I don't know. I don't know how the argument got started, but an argument got started and I had just bought him Beats and that's like what he was like listening to music like or what he was going to like listen to his music to on the like at the gym. And as we're like in the middle of the argument, he puts his Beats on and starts listening to music. And I was like, hell no. Like I just bought you those. Like I'm trying to talk to you. And so
How childish.
I know. And so like I knocked him off his head. And when I did that, I kid you not, he jumps out of the car.
Like
Jumps
while you're driving?
while I'm driving, but we were coming up to like a stop sign, so like he wasn't like, I mean, he was kind of bruised up, but like it wasn't bad. I literally parked the car and I'm like, have you lost your mind? Like he's just crazy. And he was like, "You're not going to do that." And I was like, "Okay, whatever, bro. I don't got time for this." And so I just left him out there. I was like, "I'll see you later." And I went to the gym, worked out, went back home. When I went back home, I passed him. He was in the same spot, just sitting there. Okay, well, we were like a good 10 minutes away and like driving. Like drive like 10 minutes with us driving. Okay, but how did he do this? I don't know. I've eventually called him and I was like trying to get him to answer and he's not answering and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. And hours go by and he shows back up. I see him walking down like my gravel road and I'm like, no way. He just walked this whole like it had to be like an hour and a half walk. And I was like, what in the world? So he has his little beats on. He's walking away, walking back in. He comes in, gives me this letter. I don't know if he like went into like a gas station or I don't know what he did to get this paper and pen. Writes me like a 3-page letter of how much he loves me and how he can't breathe without me. And just all of this crap and saying how sorry he was. And he let me read it while he went and sat outside. And after I read it, I go out there and like see, what he's doing, just sitting there crying. Just, he's saying how much he messed up by jumping out of the car. And he just loved me so much. And I was like, okay, David, I'm sorry, but you're crazy. Like I cannot. I'm just like, you're gonna have to go back home. I need some space. Like this is getting a little crazy. And anyway, so I made him go back home and I pretty much I was just I know this is kind of messed up, but I was just going to like ghost him because like he was so obsessive and I didn't know what else to do. And then he starts posting pictures of me on his TikTok, on his Instagram, saying that no one could ever replace me. Like, um, that this is the girl that he will wait on for the rest of his life, blah, 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 blah.
How
And
many
I
times did
was,
he do that?
oh, multiple times. And he posted on TikTok that he was going to um end his self pretty much because I left him. And then I had so many people, he's like famous on TikTok. So I have so many people blowing up my phone like on social media saying you need to make him feel better because he's not going to live if you don't, blah blah blah. And I'm like, bruh, this cannot be real. Like,
It's actually really psycho. It's just one thing after the other.
yes.
Have you
Yes.
like met his family or anything at this point?
Yes. Yes. I
And did
did.
they give you like any red flags or did he have like a very like
Um,
perfect, like family, like
no, they definitely, especially his dad is like very full of himself and like kind of just like David is, and like kind of talk, he's really, really dirty with his jokes and stuff. And I don't know, that gave me a red flag because that's kind of how David is. And then his sister had like multiple kids by multiple different dudes, and she was just kind of just I don't know, just kind of trashy. And yeah, I don't know, that gave me a red flag because I'm like, does David seem so like perfect? And then there's his sister, and then I meet his dad. I'm like, okay, yeah. So there's that.
So,
so how did you end up like ending things?
So I literally just I ghosted him, and then I kept on getting stuff sent to me. Like my little sister, she would screenshot the like posts and stuff he would make about me because I had him blocked, so I didn't see it. And
He was like living with you, right?
well, yeah, technically, but like he didn't have like all of his stuff. But when I told him I needed some space, I told him go ahead and take all of his things with him. I was like, I just need like a week. And then I was like, I'm sorry, David, but like you are like too crazy for me. Like I know I said I like when the guy's obsessed with me, but this is like a whole nother level. And then I kind
Yeah.
of just kept ghosting him. Um, and then yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't like show up to your house.
No, he called my mom though. He would call my mom, he would call my sister. It was like an ongoing thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, and this went on for a while until I guess he found the next one at the club. He went
So
back.
he went right back to it.
Yes, yes, he did. And I know this because I was still friends with his best friend on like Facebook and Instagram, and like he would post them at the club together.
wow.
Golly.
So eventually
Yep.
the TikToks and the Instagram posts just stopped one day.
Yep. They just stopped one day. I was like, I knew this was going to happen. I told you could breathe without me. Like,
Definitely a love bomber. Too
yes.
bad he never made it to Love Island.
I know.
That would have
I
been
know.
interesting to watch.
I know it would have been really interesting. I mean, he very well could have in the time span of like us not being together and then it just not being released yet. I don't know. But he is Miss or not Miss, Mr. Tennessee.
Interesting.
He's Mr. Tennessee this year, so
Oh, so
yeah.
I can look up who he is.
Yes. David.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
goodness. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that right after this.
Period.
Um, well, great. It was nice having you on, Harley. This is probably one of my favorite ones so far. It
Oh,
was
period.
absolutely crazy. Um, for our listeners, as always, make sure you subscribe and save. We're streaming anywhere that you get your podcasts. Make sure that you rate us as well. We expect nothing less than 5 stars. If you want to comment on any of the episodes or anything like that, I will comment back to you. And follow us on social media. We are on Instagram and Facebook right now. I'm trying to work on TikTok, but it is very difficult. So we will see about that. Until next time.